Guys, today we are going to be talking about music, talent. Now, before I proceed, let us watch this video, Boys to Men. I think it was created in the late 80s and they stormed the 90s all through. Nobody came close. Nobody could touch them. They were almost invincible. But just like I said the other time, whenever there is music, whenever we talk about talent, there will always be comparison, there will always be debate, there will always be favoritism. My own fave among the four of them, yes, is Wonyamoris. And this video, this thing I just said, will go out to a lot of people too, because a lot of people will actually say, Wonyamoris used to, burst my bubbles. He used to give me butterflies in my stomach. I'm telling you now. But this video, this point that I just made now, is not meant for the Gen Z. Gen Z, calm down. I'm still coming to you, because this video is going to be all about talent, music, and how it is related to the Grammys. Yes, I'm going to connect the two, because the two are very, very, connected, because Grammy is the biggest music award in the world, no doubt. But let us proceed. Now, there is always this debate that who is the greatest R&B singer. People used to say R. Kelly. R. Kelly is the biggest, is the king of R&B. As a matter of fact, people that knows, they used to say R. Kelly is the R in R&B. So without that R, there's no how you can pronounce R&B, rhythm and blues, soul music. Yes. Now, they used to compare R. Kelly with the likes of Johnny Gill, the Next Edition, Tevin Campbell, all these guys. They used to do comparison, they put all of them side to side. They will not be comparing them. But to me, R. Kelly is the king of R&B. And I will now tell you why I think R. Kelly is the king of R&B. See, when you're talking about music, you have to talk about the production, the instrumentation. Yes. Because there is no music without the instrumentation. Now, R. Kelly has produced hundreds of hits, like produce. Yes. R. Kelly has written hundreds of hits to a lot of artists, including Michael Jackson. R. Kelly is one of the greatest songwriters in the world. R. Kelly is one of the, you need to check out the vocal tenacity of R. Kelly. Timing, his vocal prowess. You cannot take anything away from R. Kelly. This video is not entirely about R. Kelly, but it's about talent and how it is related to the Grammy. Now, amongst all these things, all these attributes that are attached to R. Kelly, he has been able to win about, I think, 3 Grammys. So, hear what Aris has to say about R. Kelly.
Who do you think is the king of R&B?
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly. Why?
Who else but him?
Yeah.
I'm biased,
We're not talking about him being in jail and all the shit he dealing with controversy-wise. No.
I would say Usher.
Usher is not the king of R&B. I love Usher.
Yeah.
He's not the king of R&B.
Okay. In your opinion, R. Kelly.
Until Usher write every song he ever and produce every song he ever, and he hands out 60 to 300 different R&B hit records to everybody else in the R&B game beyond his own hits, he's not the king.
Okay. Fair.
I'm sorry. Chris Brown is not the king of R&B to me. They are kings.
Right.
Like Chris Brown and Usher are 50 times bigger than me. Mm-hmm. I'm not a king of no type of R&B. I'm a beast at what I do.
Mm-hmm.
You can't compare Usher and R. Kelly in terms of being the goats of R&B, because R. Kelly, his pen.
I agree.
His pen.
I think R. Kelly's got the greatest pen ever, probably. He wrote for Michael Jackson.
Now, this is my point. When you put R. Kelly beside Wonyamoris, there is trouble, because both of them are aggressively vocally. They are vocally aggressive. When they handle a keynote, a chord, a vocal chord, you will see them playing with it. You see them, toying with vocal chord like it is talent. They are so deep, the kind of depth they will take you vocally. If you are not strong, you cannot go there. That's why you see Wonyamoris doing that ad-lib in that group. Nobody can come close. Nobody. You cannot touch it. So the same thing with R. Kelly. So that's why when I say R. Kelly cannot be compared to anybody in this era, 2000, in this millennium. I'm not mincing my words. I'm just saying it the way it is. I'm telling you, because R. Kelly is about the hardest you can get out there. It's a pity he's in that situation he is. May God, take control and save him. No, now, let us proceed. I always say it. Whenever you talk about talents, whenever you talk about music, there will definitely be comparison. There will definitely be debate. So now, this debate, R. Kelly is the king of R&B. So that's that, if I'm not mistaken. Then, just like I said the other time, when you put R. Kelly beside Wanya Morris, there's going to be a problem, because to me, I won't be able to choose the best, because both of them, vocally, they are very aggressive. They can toy with a vocal cord for as long as they want. They are so spontaneous. When they come on stage live, I'm not talking about auto-tune, no. I'm talking about the real vocals. You cannot come close to them. Forget it. So now, Gen Z, I'm coming to you guys now. See, in Nigeria, Two-Face is one of the greatest vocalists. Yes, I'll say it again. See, I was there when Two-Face. How many of you remember Omodeme Tanshiri? Do you know that it was that ad-lib that Two-Face did in that song that actually brought that song out, that actually blew that song? Do you know that? It's an argument, it's a debate, but if you agree with me, you can come under the comment section and say, yes, it was that ad-lib. Two-Face brought that ad-lib. That ad-lib was that song. I'm not taking anything away from Blackface, Tony Tetula, Rough, Rugged and Raw. I'm just saying it the way it is. Without that ad-lib, that song might not really receive that acceptance it received way back. So now let's proceed. See, I was there. I used to be there in Lord's Club. Yeah, there was this club in Maryland. I think I saw Two-Face with Annie Macaulay in that club. That club, they had nightclub. Then they used to sell, ice cream, pastries, and all of that. I've seen Two-Face and Annie Macaulay, coming to buy ice cream hand in hand. Yes, I think that was when the love started way back. I'm talking 1999, early 2000. I'm telling you, see, that was the beginning of Afrobeat in Nigeria, because Two-Face has done a whole lot. I think there was a time when Binima came to Ghana. Binima was the king of dancehall that time. He's still the king of dancehall anyway, arguably. But he came to Ghana for a show that year. Then they took him to a club. Then he wanted to actually do a collab with an African art. So I think they played African Queen in that club that night, and Binima said, please, I need to do a collab with this guy. And they brought Two-Face all the way from Nigeria. You need to see the way Two-Face made us proud. I'm telling you, Two-Face has been doing this for a long time. When you see Two-Face live, then you will know how talented Two-Face is. So now, let us move on from that point. Wizkid. Wizkid said something after the first album, the Superstar album. He said, go ask one day, the thing go. I don't know that. He said something, but what he was actually saying was that they need to go and ask Wande Ko how Wizkid became that, vocally powerful, because all his vocal lessons that he has been able to learn, they should attribute it to Wande Ko. I think he was saying something like that. So now you cannot rule out what Wande Ko has done. When Wande Ko came, it was Wande Ko that redefined Afrobeat without Motion to More Hit album. Wande Ko, his vocals. There was a time when Wande Ko was in the Shrine. They were performing one celebration edition 1 year like that. When Wande Ko was on stage, I think Akon was around then. Akon was present. Come on now. Wande Ko will give it to you. I'm talking about vocal tenacity. I am talking about vocal prowess. I'm talking about talent, reading, timing. Then there is a way Wande Ko will connect with you emotionally with his vocals that you won't have a choice but to be shedding tears. You'll be having goosebumps. There is no how you will listen to Wande Ko that you will not have goosebumps. Back then, when music was still music. Now, Wizkid took that baton from them, from Two-Face, from Wandeko. Then look at what Wizkid is doing with vocals. Look at the last Grammy. So when I say this video is connected to the Grammys, this is where I'm going. Look at what, even when they did not give Wizkid the solo Grammy at this last edition, but I am very sure Morayo will hit the Grammys real hard at the next edition. Write it down, mark this video, archive this video. Morayo will bring home Grammys, the next edition of Grammys. I'm telling you, just write it down. So now let me proceed. See, Wizkid, Wizkid has studied from the best. He learned from the best. So that is why when you listen, even when he did not, okay, this is the point I'm trying to make. When he did not, win a solo Grammy at this last edition they did a few days ago, do you know his contribution to that song, to the best reggae album of the year? Do you know Wizkid's contribution to the success of that album? Go and listen to One Love, that Bob Marley Extraction. Listen to Wizkid's vocal prowess. Wizkid is vocal. Forget Wizkid. If somebody is too talented, you say, but why you Yawere? Wizkid is Yawere. I am telling you, Wizkid. Oh God, mentally, Wizkid, vocally. Don't go there. Now, Gen Z, this is what I'm trying to say. See, Grammy, some people will say, does not define how great you are. The Grammys should not validate your talent. The Grammys should not validate how great you are. Now, because some of the greatest people that's done music did not even win a single Grammy. Some of them, Tupac, did not win a single Grammy. Notorious B.I.G. did not win a single Grammy. Bob Marley did not win a Grammy. So it did not take anything away from their legacies. Come on now. You know what Notorious B.I.G. did with rap in America. You know what Tupac did with his influence on the culture. He didn't win a Grammy. So now, let me tell you something about Grammy. When there was a year when they gave Drake a Grammy that year, he said something in his acceptance speech. He said, Grammy should not validate anything you are doing as an artist. As long as you are an artist, you are making a record. People are spending their hard-earned money to buy your records. You are great. You are an artist. You are a musical artist. You are throwing concerts. You are throwing shows. People are coming to watch you live at your shows, even in the rain. You are great. You are an artist. You are moving. People are gravitating towards you, calling out your name. You are great. So Grammy is just a plaque. It should not validate how great you are. This is what I'm trying to say, that talent, how it is related to the Grammys. So now, when Drake said that thing, I think the Grammys, they were kind of angry. Yeah, this Grammy is a bunch of people coming together to give their opinions on your music. Kendrick Lamar is it's about the greatest lyricist of this era. I will say it. He deserves all the Grammys he has gotten, all the nominations, all the flowers, you cannot touch Kendrick Lamar now. Lyrically, you want pine, you want you. Do you know how many records Wizkid has sold? Do you know how many records all these great artists, even 50 Cent, have sold? They have not gotten a Grammy. Even Nicki Minaj has not gotten a Grammy. Do you know how many records? Do you know how talented Nicki Minaj is? Do you know how talented Notorious B.I.G. was? Do you know how? Come on now, when you're talking about talent, sometimes some people will say they should not even put talent and Grammy in the same box, because it's like the Grammys, they have their own agenda. If you don't fit in that agenda, they won't give you a Grammy, no matter what you do. So a lot of people will say, he has not won a Grammy, that means he's not great. No, you should stop having that misconception. Grammy is good. Grammy has defined some great artists, no doubt. Congratulations to Thames. You cannot take anything away from Thames. Look at what Thames is doing. But if anybody tell me, say Thames go collect Grammy before Tiwa Savage, before them Ira Star, before I go argue. So what I'm saying in a nutshell is, see, Thames is heavily talented. Tiwa Savage is heavily talented. Ira Star, don't even go there. Ayra Starr is almost invincible. But what this video is entirely about is that Grammy should not be a validation of your greatness. The Grammys should not be a validation of your talent. Grammy should not be a validation of your achievement. It is what you have been able to do with your talent that matters the most. Yoruba will say, according to evangelist Ebenezer Obey, Masheri talent ye mole, arakunrin, Masheri talent ye mole, arabirin, Oluwa yo bere lowo re, ohun to fi se. That means God will ask you, what have you been able to do? What did you do with your talent? So what you have been able to do with your talent is the most important factor in this life. Because some of the greatest you ever do, did not even win a Grammy. My name is Jeff Owolewa, aka Tony Montana. Let me know how you feel about this video in the comment section. Peace, love.